Hey, this is JD of jd'smancave, coming at you again tonight on a big old Saturday night. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is JD of JD's Man Cave, and we back here again on a Saturday night at 7 o'clock, just like usual, baby. Hey, man, I feel like we becoming more like family than we are just talk show. There go my boy. What's happening, Kenna Wayne?
Nothing much. What's up?
Oh, man, we just starting off this Man Cave tonight on a big old smooth Saturday night here in Houston, Texas. Man, the weather has been outstanding all day long today. You couldn't ask for a better day here in Houston weather-wise. Now, I did see quite a few wrecks because I don't know if people realize they probably looking up in the sky at the blue clouds and the blue skies and running in the back of folks. I was on the freeway today on 45 South, 610. All of them got wrecks on. Record truck drivers had a grand day all up and down Belford. They had a grand day today if you was a record truck driver. Them boys was out there like hawks, picking up the car. And people run up the back of each other like they got bumper cars out there. I said, boy, look at here. Got your license out of Cracker Jack box or something. Had to be.
People don't realize you got to drive for you and the people that's on the road too.
Yeah, you got to keep your head on the swivel, baby.
Yep.
You want to look down and mess with the radio and FaceTime and all kind of stuff while you're driving. You can't do that, man. You're going to tear something up.
You will.
I don't care who you are. You hit somebody from behind, you in the wrong. Yeah, you the one that who insurance rate finna go over sky high.
All the way.
I don't care if they stop dead in the middle of the street. If you hit them from behind, you wrong.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. You got to control your speed.
Believe me, you coming up behind them, you didn't see them coming?
Yeah. Believe me, I know because I done it before. That's the only reason I'm speaking on it. I'm speaking from experience. I've been the one got hit from behind and the one who was hit from behind. So I know exactly how it works.
Yeah.
So I don't care if they were dead stop on a green light. If he hit you from the behind, he in the wrong. I say, well, there you go. Praise the Lord. But how's everything been going with thus far this week, Kenna Wayne?
Just working, studying.
Hey.
Got it today, cut the grass, front and back, trimmed it up. That's about it.
I understand. My yard man came today. I ain't cutting no grass. I told you about that. And you need to quit saying it on the show before my wife gets to talking about I need to go buy a lawnmower.
What'd you say?
I said, you need to quit bringing up the fact that you be out there cutting that grass for my wife here and be talking about I need to go buy a lawnmower, bro. Keep your yard shenanigans to yourself, man. I ain't trying to be out there cutting no grass. There's a bunch of things I do, but cutting grass ain't one of them, baby. I'm just not built for that. I'm more of a climate control type brother. And I tell them all the time, I'm built for comfort, not speed, baby.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like Cadillac. You don't see nobody drag race a Cadillac. They slow ride and they cruise them.
I seen one dude.
True.
And I didn't understand that. We was down here. I think it was a little restaurant, a little store.
Uh-huh.
And the guy had a Cadillac, had it sitting up, jacked up in the back.
Yeah.
And you thought when he cranked up, you thought it was a truck or a race car.
Yeah, look, if that ain't the craziest thing you ever want to see, I'll be like, bro, what's wrong with you? You look, the Cadillac police supposed to come and beat him up, take him to jail. You ain't supposed to do no Cadillac.
I don't understand when them dudes dropped them full size trucks to the slab.
Oh yeah, you tripping.
Yeah. Now back in the game, you had little Chevy S10, the Mitsubishi.
I'm gonna do you one even better. What about them Mazda B2000?
Yeah.
And the 2200s. I had one of each, both of them, the 2000 and the 2200. Yeah. So I know what you're talking about. We kept on something dropped. That was a little truck because you couldn't put nothing but a damn lawn chair on the back of that no how it fool. That wasn't really no truck. That was just a glorified little something to ride in.
Yeah, but boys will fix them up though.
Yeah. Now you can make them real mean. Look, put you some of them PMD seats in that boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't arrows or something.
Remember old fish ain't biting?
Yeah.
What?
Ain't biting. Are you game? One of them.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? I think my blood pressure. Look, I'm trying to hurry up and come downstairs and get to the show.
Yeah, you
And
raw level.
man, I kind of slid a little bit. Let's just say gravity won.
Always does.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, look, let me tell you something, Steve. Dude my size, I don't fall. Because ain't nobody gonna help me up. All they gonna say is, hey, man, that big dude over there failed. That big dude failed, and you the one that failed. Because ain't nobody helping you up. So I take my time. Look, it's been a long time, Steve, since I've been in a rush to do anything.
Man. Hey, look, my son talked about, hey, Dad, why didn't you call to help me? I was like, man, look, your dog looked at me and just rolled her eyes and turned around and went the other way.
There it is.
Dog had better sense than me.
Oh yeah. So the dog bowl will be empty for a while.
Look at it. So you must dog because you failed.
Really? Her stomach gonna touch her back for a minute.
Yeah.
Go,
He ain't walk, he ain't do nothing, you know, alert nobody. But say, me and my wife had the sorriest dog ever. We called him Monster. He was so friendly. People stole it. He was just that friendly.
Oh,
no. Around the keys, he was a bull mastiff and something else mixed.
Okay.
And he was good around the kids, like the grandkids. I need them to be there. But somebody come to the yard, at least bark. Don't go shake his hand, you know.
Oh, lick him to death.
Yeah.
Hey, Kenny Wayne, what'd you say? Somebody come in your yard and he bring them the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to go.
I'm like, wait a minute, time about homie. Your treat's gonna get short. You don't break, you don't need.
Yeah, it is. That
is. Already.
Steve, you talking about falling? Let me tell you something. When you 50 and 51 years old, bro, let me tell you what happened to me. I had somebody ring I was at home by myself. This is when we were staying in the apartment over there with the carpet on the floor. Now I got a whole so I don't have this problem no more. But the doorbell ring, and I call myself gonna jump up and kick my flip-flops on and run to the door. Bro, I put them flip-flops on. It took about 2-3 quick steps, and the front of them flip-flops bit into that carpet, and down goes Frazier. I hit that floor. All I heard was oof. And let me tell you something. I used to fall when I was 20-something years old, Steve, playing football and all that. I jumped right back up. Bruh, I left that floor and had to do a self-evaluation from head to toe to make sure all my particulars were still in order, that all my phalanges was working, and all my extremities was in good shape. And then after I realized I was all right, I just started laughing. And then I kindly got up on my knees and crawled over to the edge of the bed and pulled myself up.
See, I was just about to say, see, when you were younger, you could fall, you get up like push-up position, you just get up.
Yeah.
When you get out and you fall, you got to roll and do some strategic movements.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. It was a show put on for me to get back up off that floor, brother.
What'd you say? Hey, Jay, what'd you say? It was a production?
Yeah. I laughed all the way to the front door. When I finally opened it, I was like, oh, man, what's up? They were like, man, I was just coming to check on you. Fool, you like to have to call somebody for me.
Yeah.
You like to have to call somebody because I just hit that flow back there harder than a sack of potatoes. Boy, look here. Yeah, Steve, hey, I realized after about 40 years old, 45, old bones don't heal fast no more, man.
Oh, no, they don't.
They don't heal fast. You need some turpentine. Look, you need like your grandmama and them used to have that turpentine, mercurochrome, mentholatum, Bengay, Stay Gay, and all kind of salves to get up off the floor, man. You heard? Look, you fool around falling, your eyebrows be so, bro. Yeah. You had your eyebrows be so. That's when you so free.
Yeah, you told me about that earlier today after you did all that moving today. Say your eyebrows were sore. I say, man, that doesn't even sound like the work of the Lord right there. That sounds like the work of straight malbosia.
Let me tell you, here's the work of the Lord. Them 800 milligram ibuprofen I done took.
Oh.
That's the Lord. I don't want nobody working against Big Pharma. Let them keep on producing. Keep producing high milligram ibuprofen for your old fellas, man. I
Really?
to anybody. Just don't take them on an empty stomach, and you'll be all right.
Oh yeah, you take it on an empty stomach, you asking for trouble.
You asking for trouble, bro. Everything you got coming out of you.
You ain't lying.
You a line. Steve, get your whole line cleaned out. Oh yeah. I went the first Tuesday when they opened.
Yeah, I went the following day. Baby, my wife went the day before. I went the second day. I was in Mancave and I got out from the first day.
Yeah, me and baby went 9:30 or so that first morning. Mm-hmm. Went to the church, took care of it. We was in and out there in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. It didn't take me long. It didn't take how long either.
Yeah. How long did it take, Bo?
Me, wifey, and our daughter, we went last Saturday. We did the drive-through.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
okay. In and out, man. In and out. We didn't wait. We waited maybe in line, maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm a strong advocate of that early vote, man. Get it out the way. Because believe me, some people wait to the last minute, and them lines
and you're right. They wait till the last minute, and then all of a sudden they got all the excuses in the world why they didn't vote. Man, the lines was long, or I had to work late. You know, they got some jobs, man, are letting their employees take that day off. They're not even gonna count it against them.
Yeah, they take that's how important this thing is. And people don't realize just how important it is. And you know what I saw today? That the first time I paid attention today, I was riding and I saw a Metro bus. And the Metro buses in Houston have a advertisement on the top where they tell you what bus it is and where they're going.
Yeah.
It says mask up, go vote on every bus. I was like, okay, man, you got to understand, brother, this thing is really, really serious, man. They talking about vote like it's life or death. And actually, it is.
It is, because you think about what's on the ballot. When I say what's on the ballot, like what's before us on it, it's not about, you know, a particular party per se. It's about the person who gets to be nominated president, what kind of power that they're going to have the next 4 years, and who they get to put in office. Trump, man, so far been in office 3 years, man, and put in place almost 250-something judges.
Exactly.
And this lady he's trying to put in now, Amy, she's only got 3 years judicial experience. 3 years as a judge, you're gonna make her Supreme Court justice.
Exactly.
Now I could think of some Negroes at a barbershop who got way more experience than her about who could do that. You know, but 3 years of judicial experience, and that's highly qualified for the highest court in the land. Now I understand that even just being president only takes several things: being 35 years or older, a natural born citizen. It doesn't say anything about a college degree. It doesn't say anything about military service. It doesn't even say anything about serving in any political or legislative office. It doesn't say anything about it.
Right.
So I guess in the sense of she's highly qualified because she meets certain criteria. Is she a practicing lawyer and a judge? Yes. Is she a legal resident of the state that she lives in? Yes. Is she, then I guess she meets certain criteria to say that she's highly qualified, but to serve at that capacity, the Supreme Court.
And that's a lifetime appointment.
Lifetime, at least 40 years, at least 40 years.
At her age, she'll be she can make it to 80, 90 years old and still be working. Now the thing, Steve, this is what's so crazy. He's trying to put in a Supreme Court judge at the end of his term, right before the election, and stopped Obama from doing that. And not only that, he's already appointed 3 Supreme Court judges just in his 3 years. He's already
no 2. He's got 2. This is gonna be the 3rd one.
Oh, I thought this was about to be the 4th one.
This is gonna be number 3. It's gonna be number 3.
Okay, well, that's still too many for him.
It really is, especially with those type of views that he has.
Right.
Especially you're getting people in there. Oh, think about it. All right. So here's the thing. This just came out in the news the other day.
Right.
So you heard about the plot to to kidnap that governor, right?
Right.
You know that those people were backed by Betsy DeVos's husband, organization. Now, Betsy DeVos is our education secretary.
Right.
And this organization of people was backed by her and her husband's money.
Wow.
And this is the type of government that we're facing. This is what we're looking at. It's so bad, JD, man. I told my daughter I don't want her to go to work on Halloween.
Right.
I don't, because she works at a family like a Dollar Tree or something, Dollar General or something like that. I don't even. It's got all glass windows and it's out there in Trump country. You know, the one she work at. I don't want to go into work that day. And it's not about being racist, but it's about the rhetoric that they're saying about things that they're going to do and the what they're going to do to intimidate minorities. I don't want to have to miss work come November 2nd because I'm in jail.
Right.
For somebody hurting my daughter or trying to scare my daughter. You know, I hate, man, that we're in a world like that. I'm even telling my wife, you know, babe, I don't even think, you know, we was gonna go to a comedy show the 31st. I'm like, you know, babe, I don't even think it's worth it to even be out in the streets, you know.
Right.
And she got AKA plates on her car, so and she got a new car, and she's already worried about people messing with it because of the Kamala Harris recognition with the sorority, you know. So I'm like, man, it's terrible, man, that we're in an age and a world that we live in that we can't even be comfortable in our own homes and skins in our own environment, in our own country. We can't even be comfortable in our own country, man.
Well, let me
because of somebody's rhetoric. Somebody's rhetoric.
Yeah, when you got the president of the United States telling a white supremacist hate group to stand back and stand by,
yeah.
We really in trouble, man. We got some stuff going on in this country. See what it was? Donald Trump was put in office to really show us what the heartbeat of America is.
I can believe that.
We are as Americans. You know, there's a situation going on where our country has an opportunity to either show who we really are or show who we really say we want to be. You know, are we really the melting pot of the world and we open arms to immigrants and all of that? Or are we really racist at heart and want to close our own doors and our gates and don't let nobody in? You know, so are we going to stand behind a racist rhetoric, propaganda-filled president, or are we going to vote him out of there and get somebody in there who represent what America says they want to be, which is a melting pot, a land of opportunity, the home of the free, land of the free, home of the brave, whatever, however you want to say it. But this is our opportunity right now, so that's why it's so important to get out.
Remember, he said he's the least racist person. You know, it's so dark in here, I can't see anybody. Come on, what was he trying to say when he said it was so dark he couldn't see people in the audience? What was he trying to say? It's so, you know, basically when we all black when the lights get cut off. Is that what he's trying to say? You know, that he can't see the colors in this room because it's dark. I mean, this guy here talking about he did more for black. I did more for black colleges and universities. They still waiting on their money. Money. All those HBCUs that he made promises, they still waiting on their money. They're still folding. They're still folding.
But y'all know who else did that? The man that hated Obama, the devil brother, Tavis Smiley. He did that at TSU.
Oh yeah.
The school of journalism and broadcasting. He pledged $1 million. They never saw it.
Yeah, where is it?
They had to take his name down. But you hate Obama so much. But you made a pledge and couldn't come through with it. You just a broadcaster.
So, and the thing was, is that money that was gonna come up, that wasn't gonna be all his money. You know, he has supporters and he has advertisers and people like that who would have probably gladly supported HBCU because it's a write-off, regardless of whether they believe in it or not. At the end of the day, people like Donald Trump, the only color they care about is green.
Right.
You know that. You know, so sure, him saying that I give money to black colleges and universities and I give to these donations, this and that. It's all a tax write-off at the end of the day. This man paid $750 in taxes, but he said he paid millions upfront in taxes. Okay, if you did, show me your taxes. Why it takes so long to prepare your taxes? If your taxes are done and you did your taxes, why you got to prepare them if they're done?
Yeah.
If your taxes are done, why you got to prepare them? Because you got to go cook them because you know it ain't right.
Yeah.
You got to go edit.
Biden showed them what it's supposed to look like, didn't he?
Yeah. Biden released his taxes. Obama released his taxes. I mean, and then he is talking about he's the least racist person, but didn't he challenge Obama and tell Obama he wanted him to produce his birth certificate, that he didn't believe he was a natural born citizen because his name, he has a Muslim name.
But
just because you have a Muslim, they got I taught some Muslim kids. Guess what? They were born right here in this country. Just because they have Muslim names doesn't mean that. I got students, man. You know, Hernandez. They weren't born in Mexico. That's just a surname. That's just a family name.
Right.
You know, this man here was questioned about his ethnicity, about his birth. He grew up in he was born in Hawaii and grew up in Iowa with his white grandparents.
Right.
And his white mother. What was that? What was that a question? Because as a child, he lived with his dad as a child, and he went to school in India, and he, you know, okay, you got army kids that go to school in Germany and India and all across the world.
Well, my little cousin, he grew up. He's from, you know, he was born in Atlanta, but he grew up in Japan because his dad was in the Air Force, and he grew up till he got almost a teenager before he came back to the United States. But he was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Two of my cousins was born and raised in Germany.
Yeah, my friend Troy. Yeah, my friend Troy. He served in the military. He served in Japan. Met his wife in Japan. Came and came back stateside, and his children, you know, have Japanese names because that was the culture that they were brought up in until they came back. But here's the thing: that don't make them any less American than their dad.
Exactly.
That don't make that, you know, America is not a country; it's an ideal. I think that's what people fail to realize. America is not a country; it's an ideal. Mm-hmm. If America was a country, then why we got three of them? North, South, and Central. Exactly. If it's a country, we got three of them. We got North America, South America, and Central America.
Exactly.
The United States of America is an ideal. It's an ideal that was put together by some great men who tried to escape persecution in another country and certain ideologies of a different government. They sought political freedom. That's what America is supposed to represent: freedoms. And exactly. Here you are that has a man, even though he has enjoyed the freedom and the ideas that this country has allowed him. His family was allowed to prosper greatly. He has prospered greatly under those certain freedoms. He's enjoyed the loopholes in the tax laws to afford him to keep the money that he has, to pay less taxes than you or I do.
Yeah.
You know, he has not paid his fair share in the taxes I do. And if he does, well, I paid millions of dollars, this and that. Okay, but you wrote it off too. So you got it right back. You didn't lose anything. You paying tax was a mere formality.
Right.
That's just like buying a winning lottery ticket. Yeah, you spent $20, but you knew that ticket was gonna win.
Exactly. That ain't fair.
And you know, it ain't you know, I can say favor ain't fair, but he has learned to play the game. And when he gets called on it, then he becomes the victim. He was all in Joe's face talking about, Joe, you know, you talking about what you're gonna do. You had 8 years and you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And I was waiting for Joe to just tell him, Joe. And then Joe said 2 words: Republican Congress. And that was the end of it. What could he do as a Democrat? What could Obama do as Democrats when there was a Republican Congress that fought them tooth and nail and made sure anything they did not get done?
Was scrutinized and repelled.
So that's why
everything they did.
Say, man, Obama didn't do nothing for us. You got him in there. But when he really needed you, you let him down. You didn't go vote the second time. Just by getting him in there, That was the end all be all. No.
Not just that, Kenny Wayne. Not just that. What happened was people didn't vote and give him the help. See, people went in and voted. They voted Obama and walked out. They didn't vote down that ballot. They didn't give that man no help.
Exactly.
How Obama win by 4 million votes? He won by millions of votes. He won the president by millions of votes, but had no help in Congress to go with it. See, what happens is the Republicans in many states, including Texas, they went ahead and changed the law about that straight ticket.
Right.
After Obama got in there that first time, they changed that law. Texas, the Republicans in Texas, they changed that straight. You can now no longer go in there and vote a straight ticket and walk out.
Right.
You got to go in and that's part of voter suppression, because now what you're doing is, if I'm a diehard Democrat, why I got to sit up here and go down the list and pick and choose every Democrat? If I'm a diehard Democrat, I should be able to go in there and I'm voting my party. Click and walk smooth out.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But see, we weren't really taught to vote like that, to vote down the ballot. We were just taught you vote a party ticket and you move around. And so once they changed that, people didn't even know they changed. They just thought, if I click for Obama, that's the Democratic Party, that's gonna click everybody along the line, and it didn't happen that way. As a matter of fact, it should have had on the screen that showed all the other candidates, but what it did, it just showed up the presidents on one page, and then there was like 10 more pages. People didn't even go through those pages.
Right.
But if you look at the ballot now, it's got that one pager that's got everybody on the president. Then it's got some more stuff on it. So you see, I got another page, some more pages to click on, because I got some other stuff on this page with the presidents, picking the presidents. Then it's got another group right underneath it. So, but that's how they did this, man. And that's part of voter suppression, by taking away what people knew. People knew that if I could vote, I vote a party ticket, I walk out, I'm done. Now, when they changed it, where you got to click on every person along your party line.
Well, that's how they do, Steve. They changed the game in the middle of the game.
Oh, absolutely. And what the thing is, I blame a lot of our political leaders who didn't make sure that information got out there.
Exactly.
Where was Sheila Jackson Lee and Al Green there, man, to make sure people knew to vote? You got to vote down the ballot. They changed the rule of, we got to go in there, people. You got to go and go down them pages. They weren't there. And I know that Sheila Jackson and Al Green and all of them, they can't be everywhere at every time, but some kind of grassroots message should have gotten out.
Put out there.
The message should have been put out there where people knew, where people could have been educated on the new process, instead of having to figure out about it after the fact and we feel stupid.
Because my wife came home after she voted. She say, look, you ain't gonna be able to do the straight ticket. You got to click through it. I said, yeah. I think I heard about that on the news. But she reminded me when I stepped in that booth, but they're expecting, but just like you see, down here they had some, I saw some people had like the little glove on their finger.
Right.
We had Q-tips. And when I got there, there's a guy, he preaches at our church from time to time, and I asked him to see what he does in our community. And so he's running for mayor of Texas City. But the other guy was out there, and I'm running for mayor. I said, my mind is already made up, sir. And I gave him that look. So when I come out, the young lady that was out there for Mr. Johnson was like, ooh, we saw how you looked at him. I said, yeah, Trump would have got the same reaction. I'm like, here.
Let's move.
If I could see your work and know what you about, you got me.
It's just hard. What you say, Kenny?
Like the guy that's running for mayor. You see him out here with the people. And then like the mayors and people down here, like they got some homeless places down here. They want to close. What you gonna do with it?
Right. Yeah, well, it's certainly a big dilemma this year, and I just hope people take advantage of the opportunity to get out there and realize how important it is that we all participate in this election and any other election that's coming up, whether it be local, state, or your government. elections that are getting ready to come up.
We gotta vote every chance we get.
Say, man.
To the topic, y'all, I want to talk about. I posted a post this week that kind of shook up the airways a little bit. I posted. What did it say, Janice? What exactly? What was the wording? I want to get the wording right because it ruffled a few fellas and men and women, and that's really what I designed it for, because I try to put some thought-provoking, things on my timeline every now and then. Even though me and Bobby don't have to go forward with our foolishness, we still have to stimulate the black folks' minds sometimes, and make sure that we get something out there that forces our audiences and our people to think, man. And I just what basically what I said was, too many women nowadays want to be married, yet they're walking and functioning in a girlfriend spirit. Oh, they got Steve. They got hot at me, Kenny Wang. They ain't know what I was talking about. But see, you talk about you want to be married, but you don't want to do the things that a married woman would do for a man and hold him down like you should, help him and encourage him to be a better man like you should. You worry about just him looking like this or that, or him having this already, and he hot and I want to be with him. I'm gonna be his gal. Now, all that's cool, but that ain't what a man be looking for in a woman for his wife.
Yeah. Now, JD. Now, if my wife was here, she would want me to say something on her behalf too. That's a two-way street. That you got some brothers out here that's wanting the husband benefits, but only bringing boyfriend things to the table. And as men, and you have charged us as men on this show that we have got to be able to step up and be responsible too. If we're gonna be men, be men. If you're gonna, you can't be you. If you're gonna be a man, it's kind of hard for a man to be a boyfriend, because the key word in that is boy.
Exactly.
As a man, I can't be a boy. You can't call me a boy, because I'll tell you real quick. See a boy, slap a boy.
Still mom now. Them women, some of them women misrecognize who he is and let you have it now. Don't get your time.
Hey man, listen. The thing is that a real man is gonna bring real man things to the table. A real man wants a real relationship. A real man wants something that's gonna grow. Just like a real woman will want a relationship that's gonna grow and blossom. No real woman wants to sit up here and take care of a man. And when I say take care of a man, I'm talking about be his mama. Now right. she might want to take care of a man like I would do things to please my man, because it's going to be mutual that he's going to do things to please me. I will cook my man his favorite dish. I know that he will maybe get my hair done because he wants me to look a certain way, or he'll pay my car note, or he'll go put gas in my tank. I got to leave out to go work early in the morning.
Right.
And he's going to make sure that I don't have to get out before daylight and try to pump gas by myself. See, that's what a man is going to do. A man is going to make sure that his woman should not have to want too much. Now, certain things we can't be clairvoyant and know what a woman wanted all the time. But there's certain things you can pick up on, because she's gonna say, a woman gonna tell you. She's gonna throw some hints. Yeah, she's gonna say something.
Yeah, we don't want no man laid over there in her pants to see why she out there pumping gas at the thing. That ain't. But see, the thing about that is, Steve, I wanted to put that out there, and I'm glad you brought that up, because so many women, like you say, they are out there, and everybody does it. You invest time and money in the wrong damn place. See, if you got a cat that's laid back in the seat over there while you out there pumping gas, he ain't your man. He ain't gonna never be your husband.
Right.
Mindset ain't toward being no husband. First of all, you have no business out there pumping the gas in the first place. He should have got out the car, walked in there, paid for the gas out of his pocket, and pumped the gas in the car. You supposed to be sitting in there listening to the AC, drinking on a soda or something. Listen, I mean, listen to the music, blowing the AC, sipping on a soda, while he out there taking care of the gas and get the car filled up. But hey, so many women are willing to accept subpar situations from these young brothers and not raising them to the standards that they need to be raised to and tested against, and then want to get mad because you didn't get what you thought you was going to get. That's just like if you invest your money wrong stock, you ain't going to get the kind of return you get off of IBM or off of, Google or whatever. You're not going to get that because you invested in the wrong type of stock. So
I think a lot of that, JD, a lot of that too. I blame some of those things that on a lot of feminine mantras. INDEPENDENT. Sure, a woman can be independent, but everybody needs somebody. And if you have a man in your life, then if you really want that relationship, then you're no longer independent. You're codependent. And that's what teamwork is. When you see any woman who's looking for a husband, she should be looking for a teammate. She should be looking. She shouldn't be looking for a coach, and she shouldn't be looking for somebody to add on her team as a team player. Well, when I say team, she should be looking for somebody a co-manager. She should be looking for another coach. Someone. If you got the offense, I got the defense. You should be looking for somebody who's gonna complement you. Right. JD, I've had a chance. I don't know Queenie all that well because I've met her, so many times. But I do know that she compliments you. Queenie is serious in business. You throw the hell off. Hey
man, what's about?
Hey, tell the truth to shame the devil.
All the time.
So I can appreciate that because that is how a relationship should be. Your wife should be your mirror image, your opposite. When you look in the mirror, if you raise your right hand, it's gonna look like your left going up because that's got to be your opposite. Your wife has got to mirror you. She's got to be your other half. Right. She's got to be. If not, your relationship is not gonna work out because it's not gonna be mutual. And my wife calls me out on a lot of things all the time. And a lot of times she brings up the stuff I did a long time ago because I guess it hurt her that I did those things. Remember you would go out of town, you would go with your friends, you never took me. Well, it was a guy's trip. Ain't nobody was bringing that woman, but you went here, you did this. I'm like, well, remember the time when you went to Europe with your auntie? You didn't take me, Well, that was different. Oh, it was different. Okay.
Leash laws in Europe, though. You can't be over there without. She can't have you over there without no leash on you.
There it is. But I've had to come to realize is that women have much longer memories than us gentlemen. We just let things go. We'll be mad about something. I'm mad that day, and you ask me about it tomorrow. I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, I'm over that. But women. Oh yeah, it's a sore spot, not forever, but ever.
Forever.
It's a sore spot as long as they can look at you and they can draw a breath. So you're gonna do something that they're gonna come right back and they're gonna bring that right back to you.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
James, remember the time you did something? Well, baby, that was 10 years ago. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing about that. But
the reason why women do that, though, Steve, most of the time they don't want us to repeat it again.
And I haven't, I haven't. Now, listen, like I told her, look, baby, between my wife, my girlfriend, and my baby mama. Like I told her, I said, baby, look, between my wife, my girlfriend, and my baby mama, listen, between the three of y'all, I done changed. And she look at me like, you stupid. But I say stuff like that just to say, I'm not the same person that I used to be. I can't rooster like I used to. At 47, I'm not doing the same things I did at 27. I have not wasted 20 years of my life. But the things I did at 27 seem to creep their way back in our current relationship in 2020. Right. I'm like, baby, 2020 bad enough. Now you got to bring up, 2010.
I don't need that.
2002, 1998.
There go.
Why are you bringing up the Kappa Beach Party? They ain't been a Kappa Beach Party since the 90s. Why are you bringing that up in 2020?
Just had one last year.
Huh?
They just had a Kappa Beach Party last year, believe it or not.
No, it ain't the Kappa.
It ain't the Kappa like we had the Kappa. But
Already.
they still call it Kappa Beach Party. I don't know what they were thinking, but I went to the first Kappa Beach Party ever. So you know what that one was like.
Yeah, that's when women had. That's when they wore one piece bikini. They wore one pieces.
No, they had dental floss.
Boy, that's Freaknik. Wrong. That's Atlanta.
I've been to that when I was at Hampton.
Woo!
Yeah, we went down there to Hampton for that. But yeah, you right. But yeah, I just wanted to let women know that, you know, you can't function in a girlfriend spirit and think that man is gonna choose you to be his wife. You know, and a lot of people say, "Hey, man, I ain't giving him no wifely, what they call it, wifely benefits." Him being, you know, my husband. Well, the thing is, if you ain't giving him no wifely benefits, he ain't gonna never make up in his mind that he gonna be your husband. You know what I'm saying? You test drive a car, and if it ain't up to par, you take it back on the lot and tell him, "I'm good, let me try another."
Exactly.
You know,
I think JD that I think what
they gonna keep it.
Yeah, I think what needs to happen is that men and women should have a lot more honest conversations about the expectation in a relationship.
There you go. And that's what. And you know what, Steve? That's where a lot of people get in trouble nowadays because we are too afraid to have the real conversations and the real talks that we need to have to see if a person meets up to your standards or can rise to the occasion and be what you need them to be in a relationship. We rather sit back and ignore the red flags. We want to pacify each other. We want to smooth over it and then once you get married and get into a serious relationship and you've invested all this time and money and effort and everything else in the relationship and realize that this person ain't gonna never be what you need, now you stuck and you end up trying to make something out of nothing. You should let it go a long time ago and moved on and found somebody that was more compatible to what you needed. But that's part of what I'm talking about as far as functioning in a girlfriend state of mind rather than a wife. You see, because we have to sit back and have the tough conversations and not be scared to lose somebody because they don't answer a question the way you thought they should have answered. You see what I'm saying? If you answer the question the way you thought they should have answered it, then y'all need to have a discussion about it and why they're answering it the way that they did. And if you don't see them being compromising or pliable to the standards that you need them to be, then you need to find somebody else to try to be with. And one thing in life you can't get back, Steve, people can pay you back a whole lot of things. They can't pay you back no time, brother. Yeah. There's no time bank nowhere where it's saved up and they can return it back to you. Let me borrow 4 years of your life. How you gonna get it back?
That's true. I think a lot of the problem too, JD, is that some people end up settling because they'd rather have a piece of a man. They end up settling. They'd rather have a piece of a man than no man at all. And they need to understand that your worth goes far beyond what kind of man what your man look like. Your worth goes far beyond, what kind of car your man drives. Your worth goes far beyond, what kind of gifts your man can afford you. Your worth depends, as Cat Williams said it best, it's called self-esteem. How can I mess up how you feel about you?
I'm telling
you. You've got to have something in yourself, intrinsically in yourself, to know your worth. And then you draw a man to you who complements that, and vice versa for men. Most men just settle, for having a piece of a woman so they could say they either got something on their arm or they could satisfy their sexual desires. But having someone to take care of you and to have your back, I mean, like you, JD, your health ailments, you good. You have a woman who in your corner who can help take care of you on the days you're not feeling well, or to help cook and make sure you get a good healthy meal. You know, what if you didn't have Queenie, man, and you get sick? Who's gonna help drive you to your doctor? Who's gonna dial 911 when you can't? You know, who's gonna be there to help make sure that you're doing your best? Who take care of you?
But that's why I'm so appreciative of who I have in my corner, Steve, like you say. But
exactly,
had to sit down and discuss. You know, she knew what she was getting into, and I felt confident enough with her before we got married that she would be the type of person who would help take care of me if I needed help, and vice versa. Because, you know, some days she's not feeling up to par, and I have to step up to the plate and help take care of her and make sure she's nourished and rested and taken care of, and all of her business is straight. You know, I have to do that some days for her, but she has to do it more often for me because of my situation. But she knew that before we went into it because we talked about it so long. You know, we had all of the tough discussions and
there it is.
You know, all of the stuff that she had gone through and what she needed to be healed from and what I needed to be healed from, and all of these situations. You know, we both had been in different relationships prior to us being together.
But
we came up to the conclusion that we both wanted to be together. We both wanted to be with each other, and we were willing to do what it was going to take to keep each other satisfied and happy. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And I tell any man, well, I tell any woman this, first of all, I say, baby, I tell it to the girls. You know, we got younger girls. I always tell them this. Women have to realize they are the prize. You see what I'm saying? Don't go chasing a man. Let him come to you. So let a man, because a real man wants to chase his woman anyway. You know, just that conquering spirit, that egotistical, you know, that we conquered something, we caught what we was chasing. We need all that to make us feel strong as a man. The second thing is, don't ever get no man that you have to re-raise for him to be what you need him to be. No, I tell them look for three things in a man. You look for responsibility, integrity, and commitment out of a man. Those three things. If you can find them three things in a dude, you usually can do something with him. You can build something with him. But if he ain't got no integrity, you can forget it. See, and all integrity is that he does the right thing even when ain't nobody watching.
Exactly.
So he's responsible for his mistakes as well as his victories. You see what I'm saying? He takes responsibility for them regardless. And he's committed to it. He don't quit. He don't just get up one day and say, you know, I don't even like that job no more, I ain't going. You can't build nothing with nobody like that. So I tell women, look for those three things first. If he don't have those very three core elements in his person, leave that clown where you found him. Take him back to that circus and drop him off at and walk away.
Hey, JD.
But a clown, and once you invite a clown in, you become part of his damn circus. He'll never become part of yours.
Hey, you know what, JD? My wife always tells me, she said, you know, baby, when I met you, you were working. She met me, I was 15, you know, at high school, and I was working at Astroworld. You know, so you say, when I met you, you had a job. I say, I always had a job. You know, I cut yards and swept streets, and then, I mean, I did all that as a kid because I was gonna keep the money because my daddy had that put that work ethic in us. You know, a man does what he needs to do before he want to do. Now, son, you want to go outside and play, but you need to go in there and wash the dishes, cut that yard, clean that garage. You know, it was certain things that was expected of me as a man. And I try to instill those things in my son because sooner or later, you know, he's going to have to teach his children the same thing. And it should be a progression, you know. But I agree exactly 100% what you're saying, man, too, because the same thing goes for women, you know, that if she wants a good man, she's got to search for a good man. You know, a good man is not going to just fall in your lap, but you got to make sure that you weed out the process. If you date, you can date some guys. You that's what the dating process does. It helps you find out who's who and what's what, and you weed that out. You're not gonna know unless you date, you know. And I think we have to teach our daughters that dating is not such a negative thing, because now the girls feel as though if I got 2 or 3 boyfriends, she's a hoe. Not necessarily. Then not just because she's dating doesn't mean she's trying to, like you say, she's taking the test drive, trying to see if this is gonna work. How she's gonna know what a guy is gonna do if first of all, if the guy think there's no competition. If he think he got it, he gonna do whatever. He gonna act the fool. Well, I got her. She want me. Well, not if she got options. A woman is as faithful as her options. I've always said that. A woman is as faithful as her options. Please believe me.
Competition breeds excellence, brother.
Oh, already.
You're gonna either step up or step off, baby. One of the two. Yeah.
Straight up.
It should be some competition, especially when let me tell you something, Steve. When you're in your 20s, you young. Let me tell you something. When I was 20-something years old, my back was on fire. You speak with the people. You hear me? You could beat me and I still ain't answering the phone. Yeah, it just, because y'all remember the beepers back in the day.
Right.
But that we didn't have cell phone. We had beepers and a $10 roll of quarters. Now, if I felt like calling you back, I'd call you back. But 9 times out of 10, if it wasn't about no money, I would ride and chilling.
Or if it didn't have them certain codes on there.
Exactly. There you go. You had the code on there. I'm not calling that number back. I ain't worried about that number because ain't nothing happening. But right. Yeah, you have to understand that's right. Like you say, Steve, I tell them girls, date as many guys as you want to, because you have to find out which one is for you and which one is going to rise to the occasion and be what you need him to be in order to be in your life. See, and a lot of women don't do that. They don't require nothing of these cats, but they will lay up with them, have 2 or 3 babies with them, then realize that he ain't gonna never be worth a damn, but you stuck with the 3 babies because he gone on to the next
one. Exactly.
But see, the downside of what y'all saying to me is like when y'all say she should date whomever and how many she want to.
Right.
Well, what we're talking about is quality, not quantity. It's more quality than quantity.
That's what I'm saying. But in order for them to find the quantity, they got to go through. And a lot of them nowadays, especially from what I'm seeing,
I said they sleep with all of them.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah,
the young girls nowadays don't understand that lot. A lot of them don't.
Right, but see that's where the problem come in, because these girls are going out there dating without fathers in their lives.
I was just about to say that.
Any kind of male guys, they not understand that just because you dating that don't mean you got to be sleeping with it.
I'm stay on top of mine, and there's just certain things they got their own spot. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them.
Right. Well,
when they go in there and close their door, you can't control that.
Right. Now the thing is, I had me, my wife, and my daughter. I took them out to breakfast in the morning. Mm-hmm. It was in the morning. She was at the table texting this cat, and he talking about he want to take her. He had just met her like the day before, right, at our office. And he texting her talking about he want to take her out, but what is he gonna get out the deal? He not trying to invest no money or any of his time, and he's not gonna be getting nothing out of it. And he was talking about sex with her. Now you just met her yesterday. And then I said, well, I tell you what, you just delete his number. Don't even worry about him no damn more. Yeah, you have to have more. But those guys have gotten to the point where they can do that now because the standards are so low. We didn't play it like that. I say he showed his hand too fast.
Yeah.
He showed his hand a little bit too fast. You leave him alone, because he ain't worth nothing in the first place. His mentality is thrown off. So that's why I say about these girls, they have to have some type of male entity in their life to help them navigate through some of the food. Because you're right, Kenneth Wayne. A lot of them don't understand that dating don't mean you sleeping with them from the first day off. You know what I'm saying? First day you with them, you got to sleep with them for them to be dating you. I took many women on a bunch of dates before and never seen them again after the first time.
Yeah.
You know, and never seen them again. And they don't know if I'm living or dead right now. Unless they watching the Man Cave, of course, then they like, hey, there you go. But I done got away now. I'm put up on the shelf now. My wife will kill me and them by now.
Yeah. My wife says she'll hit him in the throat.
But we got like 5, but I appreciate that conversation. But y'all right. We need to dwell on that as far as women and men relationship situation. We'll start on that again next week. But right now we got like 5 minutes left, and I want to get into one of my favorite parts of our show, Steve, Hood Shenanigans. And I've been riding through the hood this week, and I know y'all have too. Tell me something that y'all have seen this week in the hood that just kind of made you step back and think a little bit.
I was driving down 1960. I was driving down 1960 going to my son's practice to go pick him up. And I happened to look at the gas station. And lo and behold, 2 brothers that's swinging for us. And they got this chick. She had her phone out, and she recorded. She like right there next to him, like she works for ABC News. She's jumping up and down. She recorded. I'm like, really? This is what we come to. That fights come out and take out the phones and record it, not to stop it or not to intervene, but to further publicize our ignorance to the rest of the world.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do now. Everybody got a camera.
Yeah.
Everybody got a camera. Ken Wayne, what you got? What you seen in the hood this week, baby, that just knocked the socks off?
Well, I was on my way to Anna's house. She moved to the old Kingsgate. They call them something else now.
Yeah, I know where they're at. Yeah.
And so we was going on the back street, leave my mama house from the VA. I saw the crazy.
I think the network dropped.
I saw the craziest thing.
Back on, Steve.
Okay.
I saw people literally standing out there, like people I went to school with. It was one song, now they lost. And it's like when you look at them, you thank God for who you became, because you was once out there with them doing the things that they
exactly
were still doing. And so I credit a lot of that to God and my wife backed up. Because, you know, at times I can still be a butt. I can own that. But, you know, just going back through the dead end and just looking at people, man, and seeing how far I've come.
Right.
You know, that's the hood stuff, because a lot of them still doing stuff we were doing down in the 80s.
Right. And that's, hey, man, that right there in itself is a testimony, bro. Let me tell you, I'm riding, me and baby riding this week, man. I pulled through Cullen area over there by Calhoun and Cullen. Y'all know where we are. But I pulled down through there, and we got girls, women, supposed to be our black queens, standing out on the corner and what they call them, wife beaters, do-rags on their head, drinking beer like the fellas now, man. I said, get out of here, man. I asked my wife, I said, wasn't that a girl? Wasn't that a woman with them? And I'm talking about, I ain't talking about no young little girl. I'm talking about an old coon. She out there looking like a burnt matchstick with a do-rag on and a wife beater and a 40 ounce in her hand, turning it up like it's Kool-Aid. I said, Lord have mercy. Our hood, man, look here. The hood ain't no good no more, man. The hood is just a bottomless pit, bro. But I tell this to black people all the time, man. We are a victim of our own choices, brother. We make a choice to stand out there on them corners. This cats be out there on them corners, man, before the sun come up. If you can get your behind up and be out there on that corner faithfully like that before the sun come up, you can get up just as easily and go to a labor hall and get your money together to go get you a real job. You know, there's steps to it, man. When you so far down, you can't just jump to the top. Sometimes you got to take steps. But we're not willing to make the choices to take the steps to get where we need to go. We want everything in a nice, new, shiny box. That ain't how life works, man. Sometimes you have to take baby steps, or you can take off sprinting and running. It's just like anything else. So on that note, we're gonna leave, and I appreciate y'all for the conversation today, man. The insight on these different topics, the hood shenanigans, I appreciate. And I'll see y'all next week, man. Again, go ahead, Kenny Wayne. I'm gonna let you sign off, baby.
Man, this is Kenny Wayne, the residential country boy coming from Texas City. Say, for those that's listening and looking, please go out and vote.
Amen.
If you never voted, and if you're a convicted felon and you're off parole, you can vote. Don't let nobody tell you can't.
Yes, you can. Steve-O, go ahead, baby.
Man, it's Big C coming here from all the way from Heim, Clark to Spring, back even to all the way back to the dead end. I've been affectionately known as Mr. Bobinology from our friend Wack, and I've used that now. And I'm always about the knowledge. And Kenny Wayne, you're right. Get out there and vote. Life does depend on it. Don't listen to these people like Puffy and Nick Cannon telling you we're not gonna vote until they give us what we want for our vote. No, you got to vote to get people in there to get you what you want. So
exactly.
we can't listen to that foolishness about we gonna hold our vote till our vote matters. It does matter. People have died literally and have given their life for you to have the opportunity, this freedom to vote, and we ignore it. And in this political climate, we cannot ignore it. We cannot ignore what's going on.
We cannot ignore it.
You absolutely vote like our lives depend on it, because it does. Our children's lives are going to depend on this, and our children's children. Get out there and vote.
Exactly.
Like what's her name said, our Blackie? What'd she say? Get your ass out there and vote.
Period. That is. But yeah, like I said, this is JD the Barber signing off for JD's Man Cave. And like he said, get your ass out there and vote. We'll see y'all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. We appreciate y'all, fellas. See y'all next week.
Hey, this is JD of JD's Man Cave. Coming to you again tonight on a big old Saturday night. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.